Oh, he tried it. Oh!
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I don't know if you had this on your 2022 bingo card, but Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling absolutely dunking on suspected creepazoid Vosh V, who is a quite popular, I'm not going to take anything away from the guy, he's a relatively popular bread tuber who has had innumerable hot takes. Many of them make him look absolutely unhinged, but I don't think it would be fair of me to ignore the fact that many of them have been explained by him or lack particular context. A lot of things he says out of context is very, very concerning. There are obviously things that he says inside of context that I don't care for either, but Vosh is also a guy that really doesn't look at things from a charitable point of view either, and is happy to take things out of context if it means he can get over on somebody in some internet argument. So, to be honest with you, I'm not really feeling so much sympathy for him as much as laughing hysterically, especially after he had his infamous, how I got introduced to him is not all of his spicy takes on kid videos, but on how he believed a friend of mine, who was supportive of a friend of mine who had somebody put their hands on her against their will, so to speak. And then once it turned out that it wasn't a white person who did it, he just immediately said she was a liar. He also has had hot takes that said all black women sound exactly the same and all sorts of stuff like that. But we're not going to talk about the long catalog of bizarre hot takes and in Vosh's history, but rather last night's complete dunking after a quick word from this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access VPN. Look, it's 2022. Everyone should be using a VPN by now. They unlock content, they provide an immense amount of privacy, and much more. From a privacy standpoint, not using private internet access would be like forgetting to mute yourself on Zoom and then talking about your coworkers. For a unblocking content worldwide, watching Netflix without private internet access is like paying for an entire spa day, but only getting a facial. Private internet access unlocks content, it adds an extra layer of protection, it conceals your internet traffic, your true IP, yours alone. You can access your favorite content, region-locked content. There are thousands of worldwide server locations, and I've been working with private internet access so long, they have a massive discount for you, my subscribers, when you use the link in the description or in the pinned comment down below. So get protected, get access to all the content you deserve, and save huge by using my custom link in the description or pinned comment down below to get private internet access today. So it appeared, I saw it happening in real time last night on Twitter, but J.K. Rowling calls out controversial streamer who said she should shut the F up over her stand for women. Also, you see this article on Post Millennial, a little more spicy of a title, using summoning up that Tariq Nasheed energy. J.K. Rowling slams suspected P-word influencer Vosh for telling her to shut the F up. Prolific author J.K. Rowling compared prominent streamer Vosh to her terrible ex-husband. This is in the latest development of continuance of a recent public discussion surrounding women's rights and the trans lobby in the UK. Vosh suggested Rowling shut the F up and proposed a, quote, woman be quieter and start apologizing challenge as a response to Rowling standing up for her women's right to be safe from biological males in prisons and shelters. He wrote quite condescendingly, listen, Joanne, you don't get to play the victim card here when you're the advocate for taking away women's rights. Was Vosh's response. Rowling has been vocal to her opposition of Scottish gender recognition reform bill she says will harm the most vulnerable women in society, essentially allowing people to self-identify as female without any kind of actual psychology or, any real medical background for them actually be transitioning and spending their time in female prisons or in women's shelters. This would obviously be ripe for being taken advantage of people. Look, the thing about Vosh is it's part of his marketing strategy to say heinous things and get attention from people and grow his brand. It's just part of him. It's really not that unique. People on all sides of the political spectrum do it. But in this particular case, it really isn't helping him. I don't see, there's no real surge. And I looked at his YouTube channel, nothing really to write home about there. I mean, it's growing, but, not at exactly super duper duper speeds. Not bad, 10K a month. But he didn't get any kind of bump from this. His Twitter is always growing because, Twitter's, kind of a far lefty haven. But even that doesn't seem to be a good marketing plan. So J.K. Rowling actually screenshots him and includes his name and writes, "What you and your ilk fail to appreciate is how tediously familiar I find your tactics. I had a horrible ex who used to tell me life would be great if only I'd comply. And you're making the same mistake he did. Women like me can't be bullied out of resistance." And you see internet grifter and video stealer Ian Miles Chong sharing his video of Vosh saying horrible things about, what kids should do. But ultimately other opinions that he's had has obviously courted a lot of controversy. But what I do think is pretty funny is if you go through J.K. Rowling's liked tweets, meaning these are posts she's seen, probably presumably watched and left a like on, I think it's pretty hilarious. You see here, if you go back to last night, it was let's go back here. She liked this one. "The overlap between women who've experienced coercive control or worse and women who see through this gender BS is substantial. Not a coincidence. The playbooks are interchangeable." She also liked various other ones. "Feigning concern for trans women so you can be mean to women. We see you, creep." Somebody put this out where it's an article in a widely circulated video. Prominent leftist YouTuber Vosh reiterated his argument to make legal just the worst kind of films, we'll just say. "I still don't care. I think that this stuff should be 100% legal," the self-styled libertarian socialist said. "In fact, this is going to be a real hot take. I have yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why the possession of CP should be illegal," Vosh continued, emphasizing actual CP. And then he obviously has in his Discord leaks, many Discord leaks. Do you guys ever wonder if anyone here has ever spent time with someone who's underage while being an adult? Come on, guys, fess up. Who's done it? Confess. There's weird, kind of degen stuff. But, this is all stuff that, again, J.K. Rowling liked and signal boosted. Did he literally just say, "Shut up and take it, woman"? I mean, yes, of course, that he has. She's even liking memes. An accurate summary of the exchange: "Women need to shut up. F off. Joke's on them. I was only pretending to be misogynistic." I mean, yeah. I mean, I would say, thank you for not backing down. I'm trying to find, there's a post from that very same night where she liked videos where he's sharing his hot takes. "Reality denier denies reality when presented with quotes. What did J.K. Rowling actually say about trans people?" And you see here, this one, J.K. actually liked this one too, where it's the video of him talking about making these type of videos. I can't even play half of the things this dude says because it's actually heinous. But it's weird. Anytime you do a video about something that this guy says, which by the way, he says for attention. So it's he says it's the circle of attention grabbing, right? Say something heinous. I sure hope he doesn't mean half the things he says. I'll just say that. I can't pretend to know if he means it or not, but I certainly hope he doesn't. Then his little lemmings will come around and be like, "Debate me." Well, for me, I don't want to spend time on the same screen with somebody who's had such heinous opinions. It would just be a bad career move for me. If he wanted to engage me in a conversation in real life, that I'd probably do. But I'm not going to put him on my YouTube channel because I don't think he's a good faith person to talk to. I also think he's a you know, a liar, and if he's not a liar, then he's probably on some sort of lists. Even Count Dankula writes, it's hard for me to feel bad for Vosh being called a nonce by a bunch of mainstream celebs over some clips of statements he's made in the past, when he has very many times called me something terrible or fascist to his thousands of followers, and his only evidence was 2 joke tweets. It's also funny seeing people defending J.K. Rowling with his J.K. Rowling take with, he was only joking. I was joking too, Vosh, but during our debate, you said that it was just a cop-out and I had no valid defense, and I actually did mean the stuff I said. Can't have it both ways. Of course, you know, you have Sydney Watson in here too. She's the one that Vosh, you know, suddenly said was lying because of the ethnicity of the person that put his hands on her. I mean, it's hilarious. Even the Daily Wire, J.K. Rowling calls out controversial streamer who told her she should shut the F up over her stand for women. Yeah, I mean, Vosh was unrelenting in his response to Rowling's public statement. Again, listen, Joanne, you don't get to play the victim card. You know, what Vosh does, this is very common, and this is like a bread tube. This is a bread tube tactic. They respond to tweets while they're live streaming to, like, you know, 5,000 people, so they get like a huge bump in the ratio, and it makes them think that they're double right. But it's just, you know, a temporary thing. Vosh is also noted as a controversial streamer over remarks he's made about, you know, past videos saying that every man has enjoyed watching, well, sick stuff, which is simply not true. Another video, Vosh was recording a stream talking about relationships between, he's saying it is possible for an adult and a child to have a spicy relationship and for it to have positive outcomes on the child as well. That's his opinion, not mine. And now that I've said that, you know, it can be clipped. It's on the internet forever. That's not my opinion, but that's his opinion. You know, however, categorically, we discourage those relationships because, as a rule, it's substantially more likely that enabling them would cause harm in society. Rowling, known for penning the bestseller Harry Potter series of novels, has come under attacks from the left because she thinks, you know, biology is real. And you see, like, a lot of people here clearly watching his live stream, responding to it. Obviously, JK was not ratioed in the slightest, but it's insane to me that, like, I get that. I assume they have to be trolling. They have to be, because some of the things that this dude has said, you know, his opinion with his obsession with horse dongs and stuff like that, and what kids should be doing, and this is his opinions. These are things he said. You know, at a certain point, you start to say, like, well, there's 1,000 of these things that you keep saying are out of context. Like, I mean, how many times were you just joking? And again, this is a guy that willingly does not give anybody the benefit of the doubt. So why should we give him any? Vosh doesn't really care about this stuff. I think it's just a grift for him. But it's funny to see J.K. Rowling absolutely crush him. It's great. I mean, this is what expected from a spineless, faceless anime troll. Perform armchair activism by making accusations against a legend who gave up her billionaire status for the welfare of women. Women aren't responsible for male bad behavior. Make men accountable instead of being mean to women. And then showing the Vosh tweet where it said, I'm not a P word, I'm a traditionalist. I just want a woman who is naive, innocent, and utterly dependent on me and inexperienced. Also, she should be young. I mean, like, you know, I don't know. You know, here's Vosh saying, the way I see it, the age of consent exists out of respect for the numerous power imbalances older people have over younger. As those imbalances, or at least some of them, are redressed through the advent of socialism, the age of consent should therefore be lowered. I mean, okay. It's interesting. Vosh saying, you know, I've called black and trans people subhuman too. Okay, that's interesting too. That's another interesting thing. So, I mean, like, there's no way this dude believes half the things he actually says. It just isn't. It's all just an act. You know, I just don't think I'd ever want to be on the same side as him on literally any issue. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Make sure you check out private internet access before you go. If you don't have a VPN, make today the day you sign up.